Hello again, Craig here from ForbiddenKnowledge.info. Been avoiding to do such a video as what I'm doing right now because, frankly, it's extremely controversial and it's going to send the trolls going crazy below, and I'm going to let them just battle it out. I don't really want to have much to do with them because I don't like to do videos on religion because, as a lot of you know, I don't tend to believe anything. I want to see some facts. And all religions, I'm not going to pick on any one religion, all religions basically are all beliefs. None of you have proof that your religion is the one and only true religion. You can say your book is written from the Word of God and all that they're all books written by men and revised by men over the centuries for political purposes. So why should I believe in your good book no matter what it is? So I tend not to believe anything. I want to see some evidence, and frankly, no religion has proof of any evidence that they are the one and true and only religion, the only one thing I should be worshiping. Sorry. That's just the facts, so troll below if you want. But think about some of these things here. First of all, I'm going to take as an example, because in this country, the United States, most of us, most people that believe in some religion believe in a Christianity-based religion, and it's usually based on something called the Bible. And the Bible, if we take a good look at this, first of all, like I said before, it's a book written by men. It's based on the Word of God, supposedly, and it's been revised by men by political purposes so many times over the centuries. And not only that, but how come there's 50 versions, 1,000 versions? How many versions of the Bible are there that say different things? And this all came from the same supposed Word of God? A little screw loose there. You can say yours is the one and only because your preacher told you? Or which version? Are you going back to the Aramaic and reading that version? The Hebrew and the Aramaic? I'm saying that wrong. Going back to like the very original transcripts? Are you actually seeing the transcript, or are you just believing what you're reading online from some preacher who's got a political agenda or a monetary agenda for saying what he's saying? Think about this. Before the invention of the printing press, which of course the Bible was around before then, Bibles had to be written by hand, by scribes, with the overseer looking over his shoulder, checking the work. One day, he's looking at the scribe. Where'd you get this from? It's not celibate, it's celebrate. You see, that's just an example of what can happen with the game of telephone, basically. So somebody's writing this out by hand. But more to the point, you're writing this out by hand. How long would it take somebody to write a Bible by hand? No, I'm seriously. If you're going to write a Bible by hand, how long do you think it would take somebody to write a Bible by hand? I'd say probably, but just I don't know the answer to that for sure. I've never written a Bible, but I would think it probably takes one person, probably close to a year, to write all parts of the supposed Bible that's available out there. I would think that would probably be about a year, or maybe more, or maybe less. I don't know. You can argue that all day. Unless you've done it, you probably don't know. Or if you go find information about how long it actually took to write the Bible. The point is, it took a long time for one person to write a Bible by hand before the printing press. Now, if I were to hire somebody to write a year for me, to write a book for me by hand, copying a book, I think it would take probably close to my actual wages for the whole year to have this person write a book for me, to write it out by hand. So think about that. How many people would be able to afford a year's worth of wages to own a Bible written by a scribe? Not too many people own Bibles. Now you can go down, you can get them for free, or you can go anywhere and buy them for $1, and their Bibles are everywhere and they're very cheap. But not so before the printing press. So most people probably couldn't afford a Bible. A lot of times families did have a family Bible, and it was basically passed on because nobody could afford to buy another one. So a lot of people went to church to get the good word of their good book, which they maybe didn't have. They relied on the preacher to give them this good word based on what he's seeing in his Bible, because the Bible, they had a Bible. So he's telling you what it says, and you believed it. More belief again. Now, the preacher may have an agenda, and he may be twisting it too, or what version is he reading, and how many times was it changed for political purposes before he even got it? And did you catch that right when you heard that preacher say what he said, which may have been wrong again in a game of telephone anyway? You see the hypocrisy of believing in a good book, especially ones that were made long before the printing press that had been written by hand. People couldn't afford to own one. So you had to rely on somebody else to tell you what it said. With their agenda and their twisting of it, it was relayed that way. And then, of course, it has been revised so many times. So that's an example. And all the good books probably have a similar story to it, just like the Bible. I picked on the Bible there, I'm sorry. I don't have anything necessarily against Christianity. As long as your religion, no matter what it is, doesn't interfere with my life, liberty, or property, I really don't care if you want to worship Satan himself or Allah or whatever. I really don't care. And that's why some of the extremist religions, which frankly, most of them are, I know you want to claim ISIS as extremist, well, most all of the other ones are too. How many wars have been started because of your religion, under the name of your God, the one something you believe in. I tend not to believe in anything until I can see evidence of its existence or some kind of proof of its existence, and you do not see that. And quoting below all passages from whatever good book you have doesn't prove anything, because it's still a book written by man, revised by men over years for political purposes. It's a novel at this point, even if it was the Word of God at the time it was originally transcribed. That's my view of it. You can have your own view, of course, everybody probably does. I'm just saying where I'm coming from, and I'm trying to explain why I do not cover the topic of religion on this channel, even though a lot of people try to bring in their good book, no matter what good book it is, they try to bring it in there. I usually let it go. Sometimes if they get just too stupid, I just eliminate them, because this is not a religious channel. I'm trying to bring forth true information that I can prove, not some belief, because there might be a lie in the middle of that belief. The word believe, it might be all based on one big lie. So that's about it. Thanks for enduring this. Comments below, but I'm gonna, and watch the comments. They'll all be arguing among themselves about what the Bible really says. Why is that?